Good morning, everyone. So in this video, I want to talk about these 5 occurrences of the word save in the Epistle of James. So this is all of them. And what motivated me to make this video was this video, where this man makes a statement here that didn't set right with me. So let's play this and hear what he has to say.
It's two different salvations that are revealed. But if your faith is not followed by works, you have dead faith, but you still are saved. Because faith is faith. You understand that? But you're saved from the penalty of sin. You're not saved from the power of sin.
Okay, so he's trying to explain away James 2:14 here as if the context of save is not the penalty of sin, but the power of sin. Now, if we examine all the occurrences of the word save here, let's go to the first one. Notice he's talking about save your souls. Keyword, save souls. Or then again in James 5:15, James 5:20, save his soul out of death. So now here's another key word. The context here would be death, which is a penalty of sin, not just the power of sin. So already 2 of these occurrences are specific to the soul, where then when we come to this occurrence in James 4:12, the contrast of being saved here is wholly loosen away, translated destroy in most other translations, which is the Greek word apolemai, where we also find other occurrences of the word saved, and apolemai. Matthew 16:25, for whoever wants to save his soul will wholly loosen it away, apolemai, but who, as it were, wholly loosens away his soul for my sake will find it. So again, this is not talking about the power of sin. This would be talking about the penalty of death, the relationship of sin and death. Mark parallels the same saying of Jesus here, and so does Luke. Right here. So the relationship of save to wholly loosen away concerns the judgment of sin. Again, back to James. One is the law setter and judge, the one being able to save and to apolemai. Hence, save his soul out of death. For the rations of the valence, sin, are death. Romans 6:23, which would harmonize with James 1:15. Thereafter, the desire taking up seed bears sin, but the sin, having been finished away, gestates death. So, but each one is tempted by his own desires, then points us to Luke chapter 8, where you see the one who faiths for a limited time due to temptation stands off or apostatizes from the faith. The word stand off here is the verb form of the noun apostasy, aphistemi. Okay, so here you see temptation, stand off. They faith for one term and stand off, where previously they received the word with joy. They faith, but when they are in temptation, gestating towards death, they are not saved, lest in that they are faithing, they may be saved. Who receive the word, hear it with joy, but due to temptation, apostatize, which would be what James calls the staggering one, where we find the last occurrence of the word save. So if anyone among you is weak, being tempted, staggering, and the vow of faith will save the staggering one. So while they're staggering as apostate, they're not saved. Or else James would say will save. Hence, lest they are faithing, they may be saved. So the point being is that all of these occurrences of the word save is not referring to the power of sin. It's talking about the penalty of sin, which is death. Or just as James refers to being saved in contrast to whole away loosening, so does Paul in 2 Thessalonians 2:10 in relationship to apostasy from the faith. Why is it that faith alone without works is not able to save? Because it's dead. If faithing has not works, it has died in regards to itself. James 2:17, James 2:20, and James 2:26. So now that we understand all that, let's listen to the gentleman again.
Paul and James are not talking about the same thing. It's two different salvations that are in view. But if your faith is not followed by works, you have dead faith, but you still are saved. Because faith is faith. You understand that? But you're saved from the penalty of sin. You're not saved from the power of sin.
No, sir. You are twisting the word of God. Be careful when listening to these pastors, folks. Get into the word of God and study context. It's not difficult. Get the Devar software where they have not minced words. If you want to find all of the occurrences of the word save, saved, safeguarding, you can search only the book of James or any books that you choose. And you type the word in partially here, and you're going to find all of the occurrences, and then you can go through and see the context and then follow it out to other contexts, just as we did here. Because this is false teaching. This is going to mislead people into what I call easy believism. Once saved, always saved doctrine.